Hi, Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today we're doing a quick install on this 2024 Toyota Tacoma. It's an awesome looking set, charcoal soft touch for the insert and true timber urban for the trim. Just a really cool combo with a lot of black colors inside this interior. Gonna be an awesome set, so let's do this install. Okay, so we're doing an abbreviated install video today on this 2024 Toyota Tacoma, and we're going to show you a couple different steps here. A lot of things are very similar on the older Tacomas, but we're going to start with this console lid cover right here. You can see this console lifts up, and there's two Velcro straps underneath it that help hold it on, and an elastic around the sides. And you're going to see this is the front side right here, and then the back hooks around like this. It has these side flaps right here. Okay, so that's going to be the back side right there. Here's these Velcro straps again, so fit that on right there. Should finish out just like that. Looks good. And this is the true timber urban, Viper urban. That just looks great inside here with the charcoal soft touch for the insert. Which is a killer combo. This truck has a lot of blacks in it, so you'll see that goes really nice there. So next step I want to show you is the driver bottom, because that would be the very next step that you'd want to do after you do your console. So the driver bottom is going to fit on top. You're just going to pull it over right here. There's going to be a drawstring on the outside, and that drawstring, that actually needs to tuck right here in between the seat cushion and this plastic. And you're going to drop that down, and then it's going to pop down underneath right here on the inside there. You're going to grab that, and it's going to tie to the other drawstring that goes around the outside right here. And that drawstring is going right here, and there's a drawstring that goes straight down and then straight across right there. So it actually doesn't hook around the seatbelt right there. It just goes underneath the seat in that angle right there, and it's going to go across over there to this other drawstring, and they tie up underneath the seat right there. Now once you have that down, the other piece is that you're going to push this back right here, and this piece right here has a Velcro on the top side of this section, and that Velcro actually connects to a felt on this backrest. So that's why it's important to do the driver bottom first. So do this driver bottom first. The other piece that you're going to see here is this is the strap and buckle. So here's the buckle right here on the front side. This strap comes from the back, and you're going to bring it up to the front right here. You're going to go through that middle slot first right there, and then through the outside slot like that right there. Okay, and that's how you always do these straps and buckles. And you're going to cinch that down nice and tight. Take your hand underneath right here, pull it underneath the seat nice and tight. You can see this is where that drawstring goes through the seat cover right here. When you pull that drawstring nice and tight, it hugs this bottom of the seat right there. You can see we have our MOLLE gun pocket sewn on as well right here. Looking good for you, the gear. Put your pistol inside there as well. Now this will trim out right here inside this plastic section right there. There's going to be an install tool, a little plastic, kind of a butter knife looking type tool that you take and push that material in right there. We're on the back side of the driver right now, and there is going to be this flap. This is called the seat bib, and this seat bib needs to be unhooked to do the install. So there's these little elastics right here, and they hook up underneath the seat onto a little piece of plastic. And if you just push this elastic forward, then that unhooks this seat bib. When you release that, now you can see underneath here what's going on, and this really helps a lot with the install. Now this section right here, this actually comes from the driver backrest felt that pushes down and then hooks on to a big strip of Velcro. And this is called the modified install method. George came up with this install method. It's a great way to install the seat covers. So much better than the old method of you used to have to do all these elastics and hook elastics around underneath your seat. So on the seat bottom, the driver bottom cover has this Velcro. You can hear my fingers scratch on that Velcro right there. So that's that seat bottom, the driver bottom, that has that Velcro on the top of it. And that's what connects to this felt right here. So you're gonna pull that felt. So I mean, again, you're gonna install that driver bottom first. Once that's all installed, then you're gonna pull this backrest felt on and then stick that to right here. Here's one of those straps. That's that strap I loosened up there to show you on that front side. So that strap's right here, and that goes forward to the front and cinches down right there. There's going to be another strap over on the other side here, and then a lot of times, most vehicles, there's going to be a middle strap as well. And if you see a middle strap with a buckle, that goes to the bottom of the seat to a spring and then back to itself, and that locks down. And that's really the locking safety strap is what we call that. It's not that middle strap. Some vehicles, it's not necessarily needed, so it's not always there, but there's that locking strap when we need it there. Okay, so again, there's that strap there, and the string underneath, that drawstring, that's hidden underneath here at this point, but it's underneath the seat right here, and actually it's right about there in this spot right there. You can see some remnants of that string hanging out right there as well. So what we've done though is, again, that drawstring pushed through on this side of the seat into that section right there, and then over here, and they tied up. We just tied them underneath the seat, and that, again, that hugs that bottom corners of the seat in nice and tight there. So that's the driver's seat bottom. Once you have that all locked in, looking good, then you're going to do your backrest. So for the driver backrest, you can see how, and look at the contours on this seat. So that's why it's so important to have a custom seat cover that fits around these contours, just because it would not work. So this is called the recessed headrest, where the headrest sits into kind of a recess right here. So look how that fits on nice and tight. Now that backrest, to install it, you're just going to take the cover. Now this is going to be the front side. It's pretty easy to tell on this one because it has this insert, and then there's pockets on the back side. But the other way to tell, like front to back and driver passenger, is this section right here. This is the airbag. So it's a side airbag blowout section. There's 3 Velcro tabs, 1, 2, 3. Then to install this, you're actually going to open this up right here. That bottom's going to be open, and you're going to slide this whole cover over the top of the seat right here. Once you have that installed, or that pulled over, the front side's going to have that felt. You're going to push that felt through the seat right there. Now, if you're getting that friction as you're trying to push that through, use a plastic bag, wrap that plastic bag around it, and then push that through right there. That's going to help decrease the friction as you slide that in that section right there. Next tip is on this upper section, there's going to be these circle cutouts around the headrest post plastic right here, this housing right here. And you're going to take that and you're going to stretch that around and tuck that underneath right here, and because that should look nice and flush, just like this one does right there. All right, so here's this little tool right here that you'll use, and this is a great tool to tuck in this time right here, to tuck this fabric underneath these headrest posts and the plastic right there. The other spot I like to use this is down here on the driver bottom. You're going to use this to tuck in that fabric right there. Just is a nice tool to kind of get fabric tucked into tight spots like that. So again, coming back to the driver backrest, you'll pull this over, do these headrest post sections, tuck that around right there, attach up your Velcro here, make sure these are matching up like that, connect those up, all right, like that. Okay, get that all lined up, looking good, so you get full coverage on the side right there. So you pull that over, push this felt through, use that plastic if you need to slide that through a little bit easier. Then we're gonna go around to the back side. So on the back side here, you can see this is where there's Velcro that's gonna connect onto that seat bib that we were looking at earlier. The seat bib has carpet on it. And so then this Velcro is gonna come down, stick onto that seat bib. And typically what I like to do is I take the seat bib and connect that seat bib back up and then finish this Velcro, because then I can pull it nice and tight to the seat. Everything's nice, looking good on the back side right there. And you can see this on this back side here, we have the special ops package set up so you can carry up to 2 rifles. You can actually carry bows back here, a crossbow or compound bow. But then you have this MOLLE webbing connect, so then you can put on different carriers. So this is a MOLLE pouch here, cell phone carrier here, first aid kit over on the other side, a water bottle carrier. We'll show you that in some more videos, but really cool option is with the special ops package there. But again, back to the install tips is we'll connect up this seat bib now, and then there's this Velcro right here on the back side of the seat cover that's gonna come around and just stick onto that seat bib just like that right there. Now, one thing I didn't mention is if you have a power control where the seat can move forward and back or up and down on your vehicle, you're gonna wanna crank that up all the way because that's gonna give you more space to work with underneath here. That's always a good tip, install tip when you're doing these is, again, if you have the control, this is actually a manual control to go forward and back. And so we didn't need to worry about that. But again, if you have the electric control, bring it all the way up as you're doing this. One other little tip is as you're cranking these down, these straps and buckles, I just finished tightening that one up, is I really like to use one hand, push down on the seat right here, push that in here with one hand, and then take my other hand and pull that strap nice and tight, because that just takes out the slack as you're tightening that seat down, and that's when you get this nice finished look on the seat like that. So now that you've finished the driver backrest, that steps are going to be the same for that passenger over there, for the passenger backrest, as well as the passenger bottom. And that's just going to repeat those same steps. Now for the headrests, these are not too bad of headrests. They're going to be nice and tight though, so you will have to take your time kind of get them installed here. But you can see how they install is you're gonna pull this over, and then there's gonna be Velcro at the bottom right here. So this hook Velcro, kind of that scratchy Velcro, is gonna be on the front side, and then here's your soft Velcro on the back right here. I often like to kind of turn the cover inside out a little bit, so maybe a third of the way, like inside out, and then pull that over the headrest. And a big tip is compress that headrest down, just kind of squish that cushion down as you pull that cover over, and that's going to let you just kind of pull that over, get it on nice and tight, and then we're going to unfold that and roll it over here, and then attach up this Velcro underneath, and then it's going to finish out nice and clean like that. Now on this one we have the custom headrest Velcro patches, and that way the user can switch out different morale patches. We have a Covers Camo patch on here right now, but maybe you want to put on your state flag, your own brand. You can have your brand put into Velcro patches, and so a lot of customization can happen when you have this Velcro here. And so you can see that's a nice custom option that we did on this one. So headrest fits on nice here. You can see kind of the finished look, how everything should fit on right there. Make sure you're not putting it on backwards. Again, that's why I'm saying this is that scratchy Velcro towards the front side. And you can also see kind of how that back kind of tapers towards the back there, so that helps orient it. This is the back side back here, that back corner. Okay, so now what we'll do is just take this headrest and pop it inside the headrest post here. One little trick too to get these headrests out, a lot of customers wonder, how do I get those out? You need to push in this tab right here to release that headrest up and out. And then as you're pushing that in, you'll also need to push that tab in to get that headrest to go in all the way. Now we're gonna move on to the rear seats and give you a few install tips on this rear seat. You can see the rear seats, unlike other Tacomas, which is cool, this rear seat comes up this way now, and there's that 60 that's up right now, and there's that 40 passenger that's down. Again, that's a 60-40 seat with a split in it like that. And then we'll go over a few install tips for you. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is unhook this. This is what this little button push in right here. This is what holds this seat up. So we're gonna pull that down, and we're gonna show you this backrest here and a couple install tips and tricks here. Also the headrest back right here, how to get that on. This is a nice looking set, matching with the front seats, also with MOLLE pockets on it. So just a great setup back here, and we'll go over these tips here. Okay, so here is the 60 backrest. So we're gonna go over this 60 backrest of how to install this one first, because that's actually gonna be a little harder compared to the 40 backrest and 40 section. Now what you're gonna wanna do here, this is gonna release that seat, pull this lever right here, that's gonna pull that forward. And so you can see, here we go. There's this Velcro on the back side back here. So there's this Velcro and felt. That's really the install method back here. Instead of straps and buckles on this section, it's gonna be Velcro and felt. Biggest tip I can give you on this, and this is something a lot of customers mess up, is what you're gonna need to do is pull out this seatbelt first. Pull the seatbelt outwards, and then you're gonna take the cover and slide it underneath that seatbelt. And then what you're gonna do is pull that over the seat like this, and then pull it down, and then it's gonna connect on right here, okay? So some customers are like, hey, there's no cutout for the seatbelt. Well, if you notice, the seatbelt connects to the back right here. It doesn't actually go into the seat itself, okay? So the cover's just gonna go underneath that seatbelt and then over the seat. When you have that cover pulled over the seat initially, you're gonna see that there's some cutouts here for the headrest housing. And you're gonna take your trim tool, tuck that underneath right here, so it should finish out like that. Looking good. Same thing over here. Just like we did on the front seats there, tuck that underneath like that right there. You're gonna take, there's a cutout here for this pull tab. Same thing, you're gonna wanna take that, pull that out so you can see that there. Now, again, that whole cover just slides over front and back, slides down and around to right here. And you're gonna see there's Velcro on the back side right here, and then there's this felt. And this felt just pushes through, that felt pushes through right here, okay? In between the seat bottom and this bottom section right here, and just pushes through right here, and you're just gonna hook up and around towards the back side right there. Now, another little tip for you is there is this child seat attachment bar. Make sure you're not going around that. You're gonna go above that as you're doing this backrest, because that child seat attachment bar, that actually goes down to the floorboard. It connects to the floor and comes up. It's not connected to the seat, so there doesn't need to be a cutout for it in the seat cover. So again, the seat cover is gonna go up above it and around to the back. Right here, that felt's gonna come up, and you're gonna stick this felt to that Velcro right there. Stick that on like that. You're gonna see there's cutouts on the back side here, so the seat can just fold and function, everything appropriately there. So that's all taken into account. Nice having this coverage on the back instead of just some simple straps or flimsy straps on the back here. Super nice having the full coverage, so that way if you have these seats down, the muddy dog gets back here, bags get back here, keeps things nice and clean. So now looking at the bottom, because the backrest pretty simple. Again, you pull that over, there's gonna be that felt and Velcro that you're gonna connect up. Now looking at the bottom cover here, let's lift this up so you can see underneath here. Same kind of concept. There's gonna be the cover that's gonna come around right here with Velcro. Now the Velcro, instead of connecting to the other cover, the Velcro is actually gonna connect to the carpet that's on this original seat. The original seat has this carpet on the underside, which is really annoying to have carpet underneath here, because if the dog and the mud gets back here, then it's like gonna be super annoying and hard to clean off that carpet. But if you look at this now, when you have this covered, that's gonna be so much easier to wipe down now, which is great. So again, the cover, this underside comes right here, connects on to this section right here, and then the top side, this cover right here pushes through right, again, underneath these child seat attachment bars, okay? So you're gonna go underneath those, not around it, because that child seat attachment bar goes straight down to the floorboard, not connected to the seat. So this is gonna go underneath, and then it's gonna go underneath and then hook around to this section right here. So you can see how that connects onto this carpet right here, and they just meet up pretty close. So you're gonna wanna make sure they're lining up pretty close to each other, and they both end up sticking onto that carpet. And that's how you put on that bottom. Again, you're gonna just slide it over there. And there is one other little thing I'm gonna show you here. On the inside, there is a section where you're gonna have Velcro on this kind of angled corner right here. It comes down, and that Velcro opens up. So you'll open this up as you start installing, and then as you get this pulled over, you're gonna connect that up right there like that. Okay, so that looks good there on that 60 bottom, and you're gonna really repeat those same steps on that 40 bottom here. I'll fold that back down, and that's how you get that on looking good. Just make sure everything's tucked in around here. There's gonna be a cutout here for this section, for your seatbelt section right there. That looks good. 40 is gonna be the same. Again, we got our MOLLE pockets for the guns and the gear back here. Load this up for adventures. Love it. So that's that 60 back and bottom. 40 is gonna be the same. Let's look at these headrests now. All right, here's the headrest cover. So this is the outside headrest. You're gonna see that the two outside headrests are gonna be bigger than this middle headrest right here. So that's gonna take separate custom seat covers to be able to fit on correctly to those. This middle headrest has elastics on it right here. So you're just gonna pull that over. You're just gonna cap on like that. The front side is this kind of thicker section right here. And we're gonna just take that, and I won't put it all the way in yet, but you can see that's that middle headrest right there again. And to fit that on, just orient that where this is gonna be the front side. Know that that's the front side here, and it's taller there. So hook that underneath first, then stretch that around, curve that around to the back, hook that on. Now the outside headrest, similar to that, essentially the same method of install as those front headrests. Gonna be real nice and tight, just like the fronts were. And biggest tip I can give you is compress this headrest, push this down. And I really like going in on like the carpet in the house and compressing that down, or like putting it on my knee like this and compressing this down as I slide that cover on, just because it slides on a lot better when you compress the headrest material down. And then again, you're gonna have that hook, kind of scratchy Velcro on the front side, soft Velcro on the back like that, and you're just gonna pull it over, hook it on there. That's how the bottom should look right there. Let's check out the back side right there. Here's that side. So it looks really good. Nice and tight cover. We got our Velcro patch as well here. So you can see if the customer wants to switch out the morale patches there, we're gonna leave them with these Covers and Camo patches for sure as well, looking good. And so now we'll get that headrest in. There's these two outside headrests and then that middle headrest. And same thing as we did before, you're gonna need to push this tab in as you push those headrests down to get those to lock in all the way. Okay, so that's it for this install video. Front and rear seats, just a quick little tips and tricks on that. Happy to help. Very similar, again, to the other Tacoma installs that we've done before. A couple little unique things on this one, and just different shapes on some of the seats and how they fold and function, but similar install techniques. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much for watching this video. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. We offer seat covers for trucks, Jeeps, cars, SUVs, and UTVs. So if you have a vehicle you're thinking about getting seat covers on, you need to jump over to coversandcamo.com. We look forward to getting you an awesome set of seat covers going. Again, Neil here, Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers.